Strong finish then to Happy Valley's first meeting of the season. Race number 8 is a 1,200-metre dash. It is a Class 3 contest headed by Dream Come True. Now, his only win today. It's been over the 1,000 metres. They'll still roll forward, I'm sure, from barrier 5. Forza Angel, also a 1,000-metre winner from last season. Jumbo Happiness, Casper Founds and Zach Purton. Starlight, a 7-time course and distance winner. Frustrator, roll forward from barrier number 4. Smart Leader finished off in good style last year, a good form. Anyway, still yet to win in 15 starts in Hong Kong. Nordic Warriors, a winner here, course and distance last season. And down to Mr. Picasso. The hood comes off from the back end of last year, but he does have a good fresh-up record. Matthew Poon will ride him from barrier 9. At Starlights, course and distance specialist, who's 4-time winner in this class as well, who spent some time up at Chongfa with him the last month. Now we've made our way to the touchscreen to have a look at the speed map and a couple of a bit of track work and trials as well. As far as the speed is concerned here, Brett, well, they've drawn 5 and 6 here. Dream Come True and Forza Angel might be fighting out for the lead. Yep,
there'll be a better battle on, you would think, Andrew, between Dream Come True here, who's probably the speediest, you would think, of the runners in the race. Forza Angel will be up there, no doubt. Frustrated, of course, a 1,000-metre horse primarily last season, but looks to have another string or two to his bow on the upward spiral. We know Ambitious Heart's another one. So there's 4 there fighting for the lead, driving into the first bend. Smart Leader was very handy in his most recent trial over the 1,000. Joe's got gate 2, so the option's there if he wants to try and be a little bit closer. The others probably settle down. Ballistic King's got a wide gate, unfortunately. Maybe they try and stay one off. And Jumbo Happiness has drawn a touch awkward in 8. I think if he can get in there with a little bit of cover, that'll be a fairly good result. So I think it's quite self-explanatory, the speed map, dare I say it, Paul, in this first, or this last race.
Exactly, yeah.
They're all first up here, Paul. What's the track work been showing you?
Yeah, well, we can show you Forza Angel, because he's obviously a horse who has got a bit of pace. He did come right towards the back end of last season. He's had 10 starts now, and his last 2 runs were both pretty good. And he's just doing some nice, easy work. He's a horse that doesn't necessarily have to lead, and I don't think he will in this race, but he'll be right on the pace. Frustrated to get a nice run just in behind. And look, another one that's drawn well, barrier 4, Blake Shin will take the mount on him. He should get a nice run in transit. So he'll definitely get his opportunity as well. And you can see he's going nice enough here in the mornings. And Smart Leader, as you mentioned there, Brett, the trial was very good from this horse, and he's quite keen in his work. He's another one that's going to be a big chance in this race. He looks well placed, and he's going nicely once again.
All right, he's our early favourite, is Smart Leader. So let's start with him, a jockey, Joe Moreira.
Smart Leader, Joe, you've ridden him in a couple of times in races before. He was in a trial that you rode him in down the straight on Carnival night. How did he feel?
He felt great. He felt ready to go to the races, and I'm looking forward to riding him.
Do you think he's a winning chance on Wednesday night? Did he give you? He hasn't won yet, but did he give you the feel that he's going well enough to perform first up here?
Yeah, look, having a break, every horse would appreciate that, and he wouldn't be any different. The feel he gave me on the trial the other day builds the confidence on myself. It is a race that is going to be such a fast run race. Usually the last race in Happy Valley is quite fast, and if you look at this race in particular, you will see plenty of fast horses. So at the same time, it's very important to have a good gate, which he has. I think he should have every chance from there. He should be able to find himself in the position that he would find himself comfortable, and no doubts that I'm confident that he's a winning chance.
And already it's been a good week for you, a treble on Sunday. Things are going well?
Yeah, I'm extremely happy. I think winners start to pop up, and hopefully we can continue.
Yeah, 2 winners on the dirt there for Joe. Still thinking a 10-point rise for him. He's our favourite Smart Leader. Let's have a look at his main rivals, though. Try that again. Jumbo Happiness being one of them for Casper Founds. Zach Purton will be in the saddle. Here he is in the centre of the track as they swing for home. The other horse to take note of in this particular race is Forza Angel. This was on the back of his win.
Yeah, and Forza Angel took a long time to come to hand, but the wins were 1,000 and then a nice third over 1,000. And Jumbo Happiness, this second placing we're looking at, was basically first up. He hadn't had a run since early November. So he's almost first up, probably second up, I guess, going into this with just a little break in the off-season. But he's still a talented galloper who's got rating points in hand. And Casper's no doubt got in place perfectly to run well. It's just a matter of whether they can get in a little bit through the first part of the race and get some cover.
Yeah, that was the key with the draw for me, wasn't it? It's just a little bit tricky, but we know he likes the course and he is going well.
Yeah, you'd think Forza Angel will be up there, but probably get run over. Back to the minimum trip for him, for me, I would have thought.
All right, next up we've got Ballistic King. here in the centre of shot, and the other horse again, we're double-handed here in the second key race, with Ambitious Heart is a little bit further back in the red and yellow.
Yeah, Ballistic King, look, he put a few together towards the back end of last season without winning. He was placed on a couple of occasions. He's got this awkward draw in 10. He'll want them to go pretty quick in front, and he'll be finishing off. Look, he's a nice horse, this one, and I think I've got him in the numbers. I kept him safe.
Definitely. Yeah, I think Ambitious Heart, he'll jump, he'll run, he'll be there, but be vulnerable when the whips are cracking. But Ballistic King, for me, I think Schofield will just drop him back. He's got form behind Athero prior to that. If they overcook things, he can crack on late and maybe run them down, I think.
All right, so he's one to be watching closing off over the top of them. And the last one we're going to have a look at here is Frustrated and Mr. Picasso. Frustrated, big white face as they swing for home, and Mr. Picasso a little bit wider out.
Mr. Picasso, overall, he's been a better horse in Class 4. He does have a good fresh record, but I'm happy to sit on the fence with him. I have been a fan of him from time to time, but I'm more interested in Frustrated. Most of his better efforts were over 1,000, but in saying that, that was his first campaign of racing last season, so he's still got scope to improve. He's going to have to if he's going to be more versatile rather than just a one-trick pony 1,000 at the Valley. He's going to have to lift a little bit. We'll get more of a guide on how he's going after this race.
So he might have strengthened up through the off-season somewhat, the step-up in trip as well. Paul, what do you like in the end?
I'm going to go with something at 30 to 1 here. A horse called the top one, Dreams Come True. He did win over 1,000, but he trialled really well over 1,000, relaxed really well. He'll go straight to the front, and Aldo de Mea on the turn will be going, keep going, son. Let's hope he does at 30s. Smart Leader, the hardest to beat. Frustrated, get a nice run. Exactly. And Ballistic King from the back. 1769. Happy to find out at 30 to 1 if he can keep going.
No, it's a fair point. I'm going to go with Smart Leader. He is so far still a maiden here in Hong Kong, but had a good season towards the end of last term. Obviously done well in the off-season. Trialled enormous, should get a lovely run. He'll be hard to beat. Frustrated, I hope, can lift the bar. Ballistic King's the one that can run over the top late hard if they do too much, and Jumbo Happiness, just the draw was a little bit awkward, but if he's 1 out 3 back, he'll get his chance too. 7, 6, 9, 4. At the current prices, I'll probably back the 9 each way, I'd say.
All right. Yeah, Nordic Warrior for me, the draw looks awkward, but we're looking for an each way price. About him, stats-wise, as we head into the meeting, Paul Chrisso and Zach Purton have caught the eye.
Yeah, trump cards. Now, trump cards mean the horse is guaranteed to start, and you can see when Chrisso uses his trump cards with Zach Purton, don't play cards against these two, they go really, really well. The 28.6% success rate at Best Smile, who looks really well placed, was trump for this particular meeting.
All right, and I think he probably will be an anchor through the card, but best bets-wise, Paul, what are we looking at?
Yeah, I'm going to go with one at good odds, actually. The Creative, I think he's improved in the off-season, and that trial was enormous. And the horse that ran third, that trial's come out on 1 already this season. So he's with Graham Nikik, and Dreams Come True. We'll be holding on to our hearts and saying, keep going on the turn with Aldo de Mea, who does ride this track well. The player of the day in race 6, 1, 5 and 6.
I'm going to go with Blade Racer to find the front and lead all the way for Grant Van Niekerk, race 2, number 1. And Hardly Swears, I think, is an improver. 5-7. I won't be swearing if he doesn't win, but I think he will
if he wins. He does.
If I don't back him, I will, yes. 3, 5, 7, those 3 in the QQP. I'll get a little result there, hopefully, even if he doesn't do well.
It's a good race, but I really like Harmony here off a lightweight in race number 4. It's the best race of the night, and Splendor Gold. He's a big price at the moment. I can't believe it. He'd probably be a little bit shorter, but he is an each way shout for me. Splendor Gold, stimulation and perfect to play. The QQP. Right, that's just about it. We start off with David Hayes. Make sure you tune in to Hong Kong Direct on Friday for the full interview. We'll get his all thoughts there.
Yeah, and I understand you might be doing some karaoke stuff in the car at some stage.
You understand wrong. That's the show. Thanks for watching. Half a full Brett and the rest of the team. Hopefully to see you at Happy Valley. We will be racing to win.
Good night.
Good night.